Hello, this is Dr. Martina, your online sex therapist and sex educator. Welcome to a 4-part series of healing female sexuality. Today we are starting with part 1, and that would be healing our sexual mind. So how would you recognize the possible conflict between social sexual morals that you grew up with and a sexual opinion that is closer to who you are now at this point in your life? You do that by answering the following questions. I put together this condensed sexual opinion survey questionnaire for you, and this is not a test. This is just a questionnaire that measures your sexual opinion, so there's no such a thing as a right or wrong answer. The only thing that is required for you to do is to be honest. Because if you're not, then you could be missing the chance of recognizing what is not true for you anymore and what it is that you have changed or want to change. So here we go.
Here is the number system that allows you to respond spontaneously without too much going back and forth. Please try to avoid number 3, neutral, because it really doesn't answer the question. So when you want to write down a 3, make sure that you genuinely write down which way you're leaning. And here are the questions. Read them out loud and answer them honestly. Write your answers down with the numbers 1 through 5 next to the questions. Then you can draw half a circle that represents the spectrum of your current sexual attitude, and then add the sections from strongly disagree to strongly agree. So you can put in the answers in the appropriate areas. Seeing them written down on the spectrum will give you a clear picture of where you stand. I have taken some and implemented them so you know what it could look like. And if you take a closer look, you might find some conflicts. For instance, you disagree that disabled people should not have sex. In other words, you give them their freedom to enjoy sex. But then you're embarrassed when people think you're interested in oral sex. This would be a place to pause and investigate if you could possibly give yourself that same freedom without judging what kind of sex you're having. Or you agree that sex education should not be restricted to the home, but you consent that one should not discuss their sexual business or sexual affairs with anybody. How can you get educated without talking to someone about it, would be my question to you. Or you are on the fence about what would be indulging in too much sex, and you agree that masturbating can be an exciting experience. In this case, I suggest you might investigate what is too much for you and what feels suitable for you.
I hope that you recognize that answering these questions about your current sexual attitude with honesty and courage can give you insights into where and how you want to adjust your sexual attitude. A lot of these opinions that you've mentioned don't belong to you anymore. Maybe they have never belonged to you, but they were passed down to you by your peers, by your parents, by the people that you looked up to. And it is up to you now, at this point, it is up to you to create your own mind, to start a dialogue with yourself, to really see what it is, where does your sexual mind lie, and what are the things that you want to change. If you want to do this test with a friend, that would be great, because accountability is stronger when you're with somebody, when it's expressed in someone else's presence. But even if you do it alone, it's perfectly all right. I just encourage you to do it so you can start healing your sexual mind. So this is the end of part 1. Next week we're going to do part 2, and it is healing your sexual functionality. I will see you next week. Take care.